If you're an office chair enthusiast like me, or maybe you're just someone who's trying to improve your current chair setup because you sit for 12 plus hours a day, you're probably on Amazon scrolling for the next best thing. And let's be honest, those results look the same always. It's like cheap chair, cheap chair. Oh, there's a steel case. Oh, there's a Hayworth. And then it's cheap chair, until you find the next best thing. Realm of Thrones chair. I was just browsing in my bed at night. I was like, what is this thing? Look at these arms. Could be better than the Gesture 5D arms. So I bought it. And honestly, I forgot about it, which is funny because then 4 days later, it just shows up at the door here at the office. And then I'm super excited again. So let's open this thing up and see if it's really any good. I am super excited because, let's be honest, right? Like these arms in here, a Gesture chair is like $1,400 right now. So a lot of people watching can't quite pay $1,400 for a chair because I get it, it's expensive. What is this? I'm excited about this because this lumbar is like the Ergo Human chair, so I love a really aggressive lumbar. I mean, it does not get much more aggressive than that. That's gonna hit your back before anything else. All right, so we can tell that we've got quite a bit of assembly that's gonna happen with this chair. This is the mechanism. The fact that it's not assembled to the seat isn't great because it's gonna take a while, but you're gonna see if I can actually assemble chairs, which is good. The mesh feels pretty decent, so that's good. Some of these instructions are kind of funny because when you get them, there's just bolts that aren't really they're not labeled properly, and so you can't really tell what they are. And it appears here that they've actually done a pretty good job of. You can see. Oh, here it is. First armrest. This is what we're talking about. We're excited about this. This is the whole reason I bought the chair was for these arms, and they actually feel like really stout. So I'm pretty impressed. The other thing too I found with these less expensive chairs that we were buying on Amazon is the casters always tended to be kind of tiny and they weren't really a decent quality, and these actually are, looks like it's made for hardwood surfaces and they're decent size. They look good. Sam Hung's cylinder. So Sam Hung's is the same manufacturer of cylinders that Steelcase and Herman Miller use. They're definitely a better brand when it comes to Chinese cylinders, and so this thing wedged itself in the bottom because it's got these little edges for your feet. You see this? This is kind of nice. I know a lot of people like to put their foot on their base, and when you put your foot on your base, it'll stain it, scratch it, whatever. It looks like they're wanting you to do that, and I like that because it's kind of like the Hog Capisco. The final part is, of course, the headrest. And it is gigantic, which they definitely advertise on the page. They say they have an oversized headrest, I think, something like that. But this thing is huge. I think, do we even follow the directions, or do we just try to make this happen without following these directions? I mean, I feel like no guys ever follow directions, right? So we just, all right. I assume that this is the first step. You need some massive thumb strength. As we don't follow the directions here, I'm going to assume that's the next part that goes in there. That seems pretty self-explanatory. There is pretty much all the adjustments are off these two bars. I know there was, I think it's a weight-activated mechanism on there. There's a seat slider, height adjustment, and then the tilting function of it. But this thing is pretty stout. It's definitely not your basic swivel tilt mech, which is nice. I'm just going to assume that the one that has the most is definitely going to be required to attach the mech, mostly because there's only 3 of this other one, which is going to probably go into this backrest, because there's 3 screw holes in there. I'm not looking forward to using this little bitty Allen wrench, and I think we probably should upgrade and go to a cordless drill. We've got our mech attached to the seat. It's pretty tight. We're probably there. I'm super curious to see, I mean, overall, so far, this mold seems like it's pretty decent. It's not as bad as some of the stuff I've seen, honestly. It's pretty good. But if you do use a cordless drill, you probably want to make sure you go back through here and tighten these down a little bit, because the cordless drill probably isn't going to get them torqued in there the way that they should be. And if these things get loose, it'll be pretty annoying. So I would just go back through it. I'm assuming in the instructions, they probably tell you to put this on before you've done this. And this is a miss for sure. But it happens, and that's why you should read the instructions. Same thing, give her a little tighten here with the Allen wrench, and I think we should be good to go. Just got to get that headrest attached, but I mean, so far this thing has gone together really easy, which is nice. That's supposed to be the tension adjustment on this lumbar support, which is supposed to make this more difficult to move or less difficult. So, all right, final piece, headrest. Here we go. All right, so the headrest, it looks like they actually pre-assemble the bolts into the headrest here. You can see, so you just need to back these out. So if you don't want the headrest, you can take it off. That's nice, because some chairs you can't. But you can see it just, looks like it just latches. See, it just latches on there. Just latches on, pulls up. And then there's the bolts that screw back in the bottom. After getting this thing assembled, I feel like I've been around it a lot. And the problem is I didn't even know the name. It's actually called the Admiral. So this is the Admiral chair by Realm of Thrones. So what we've all been waiting for, we've got to sit in this thing and see. It's really firm, but I mean, I think I saw that in some of the reviews on Amazon, but overall, it's not extremely uncomfortable. Of course, this is the 2-second sit test, but when I get in the back and I just lean back, I love this headrest. This thing is great. It doesn't have any like depth adjustment to it, which is kind of a miss in my opinion. And then the last thing we didn't talk about, you can actually hear it kind of clicking as it's making different height adjustments. At the top, it'll want to drop all the way back down. But it's got some height adjustment to it too. So this is a full-blown ergonomic chair for about $450 that has a ton of range, which is pretty nice. Definitely, without question, the most adjustable arms I've ever seen on a chair, you know, around that $400 to $500 price range. The arm pads are a little bit firm, and I think that the gesture pads are better overall, and it definitely, these have more range. So I think it's just easier to use. These are definitely more intuitive, but the chair is quite a bit more expensive. So is the Admiral better than the gesture when it comes to the arms? Probably not, but there is a ton of data behind how they made this chair, and it's $1,400, so it really probably shouldn't be better. But is it the best under $500 that I've tested for a wide-ranging adjustment for armrests? 100%. So if you're looking for a chair under $500, the Admiral could definitely be it. If you're not sure yet, check out the next video where we look at the 5 best chairs under $500. There might be something in there for you as well. Thanks for watching.